So I was asked an interesting question. Somebody asked me to do a video on what the cool can was on the car. Sometimes I take for granted people just know this stuff. I don't really think about it. Not picking on anybody, I just don't really think about sometimes what's not common anymore. This is an old school thing, and it's made to do exactly as it says, cool the fuel. It's a cool can. The idea is, now this one's kind of tucked away, the idea is, and I've got to redo this fuel line down here, so ignore the fuel lines, but the fuel comes into the can at the bottom, out of the can at the top, and you take the lid off, and it's got coils and coils of, this one has aluminum line in it. You fill this can with ice. Now it has a drain on the bottom of it with a petcock, so you can open and close the drain. You fill this can with ice, and then as the fuel passes through it, it cools the fuel in these lines. And what you would do generally is after a pass, you'd go back to your pits, on the petcock, drain the water out, close it, and add more ice to it. And you want to keep this thing full of ice. Now, there has been many dyno tests done on shows like Engine Masters that show that it's not the cool of the intake, it's the cool of the fuel itself that makes horsepower gains. I'll have this cool, so cool that on 100-degree days, we'll be at the tracks and you'll see little beads of water around the bowls right here because they'll be so cold from this cool can keeping the fuel cold. This is just one of those old school things people used to do back in the day to help gain. And when you're running naturally aspirated, you need every minute. If it was worth 1 horsepower, it's nothing. It's a hunk of aluminum. It doesn't weigh anything. If it gains 1 horsepower, it's worth it. But there's an old Engine Masters episode you can go back and watch where they put these things to the test, and it was actually significant. I don't remember now. I think it was somewhere around 5 to 10 horsepower. It was a significant gain that the cool cans made. I don't know an actual number off the top of my head, but what I can tell you is I have ran this car and forgot to put ice in the cool can, and then come back and put ice in the cool can, and you can instantly see the difference on the time slip. Now, you can't just put ice in it, crank it up, and shoot it down the track. You need to put ice in this thing, run it around for a minute till the lines get cool, put more ice in so that the lines themselves and everything is cold. I hope that answers the question that you had. If not, if you have more questions, please ask. I'll do a video on anything you need. God bless y'all.